Washington Post is reporting that Trump Doral Resort is in financial decline.
The golf resort has been a moneymaker for the Trump organization for years, but it's been losing millions since 2015. According to the Post, the club expected to take in $85 million in revenue in the year 2017, but took in $75 million. And over 2 years, net operating income dropped 69%. The Post reached out for comment. Eric Trump, the president's son, who runs the business day to day, called it completely senseless, saying, quote, "Our iconic properties are the best in the world, and our portfolio is unrivaled by anyone."
Joining us now from the Washington Post newsroom is Jonathan O'Connell. He's one of the reporters who wrote this story. So, Jonathan, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Among the interesting things here is that for the first time, someone representing President Trump is admitting that politics is not good for business. Tell us about that.
Sure. I mean, obviously, the Trump family has been pretty steadfast in sort of declaring that they have some of the best properties in the world and that business is usually booming and they are having record years. In some cases, that's true, but in this case, it's not. And that's the Doral Resort right down the street from you all. We are relying for this reporting on figures that the Trump organization submitted to Miami-Dade County in order to get a reduced tax evaluation, and they show real problems in terms of the course's finances.
Tell us about some of those problems, Jonathan, because our understanding is that the Trump Doral is listed by the Trump family as their best performing hotel in federal disclosure documents.
Right. So when the president files his disclosure documents with the government, the last one he filed, he said that Doral provided him personally with $75 million worth of revenue. Now, that dwarfs any other golf course that he has his name on or that he manages or owns. So it's an enormous moneymaker for him, and it remains profitable. The problem is that, again, by the course's own accord, they have lost so much a large number of customers who do not like the brand anymore, who do not want to be affiliated with the Trump name, and that's turning away golfers and it's turning away resort customers also.
Okay, so the Trump Doral, it seems that one of the biggest hits they took was because of the golf tournament and losing that.
Sure. I imagine you all recall, for 50 some odd years, Doral hosted a major PGA Tour event every single year, and golf fanatics around the country and the world got to see those the beautiful courses there being played by the best golfers in the world. And then in 2016, when Trump was running for president and made some unfortunate comments about Mexican immigrants, that's when Cadillac, the main sponsor of that tournament, decided to pull out. So that tournament moved to Mexico, and as you guys know, that was an important money driver, an important business driver for the course. And in some ways, Doral really hasn't recovered from that.
All right, well, that was a big loss for the golf course for sure. The Trump organization also says that Zika and hurricanes have scared tourists away from South Florida. Do numbers from other resorts around South Florida back that up?
Well, yes and no. It's obviously true that some business and tourism business was lost in South Florida due to both Zika and the hurricane. The Trump organization reported a $1.8 million hit from the hurricane alone. The problem is that when you look at the Doral versus other resorts and destinations in South Florida during that same time period, the Doral is suffering worse than than its competitors by pretty dramatic and actually widening margins. So in order, to use that as an excuse for the problems that the course is having financially, I just don't think it's a valid one.
And then they also had a theory about their losses in Chicago, and those, according to your reporting, didn't quite add up either, right?
Right, a very similar situation. So we provided very specific figures and questions to the Trump organization. And again, these are figures that the company provided to Miami-Dade County, that they provided, that they came up with. And the same situation in Chicago, in that it's true that Chicago, unfortunately, has had a real problem with violent crime in the last few years, although it's improved, and that has affected tourism in certain parts of the city. The problem is that, again, Trump Chicago is slipping behind competitors at the same time that these things are happening. So the Trump organization is not wrong that it affects business. The problem is that their business is slipping behind what their competitors are doing on a lot of these measurements.
But Jonathan, to be fair, the president does seem to be be a result, not just the result of bad business decisions, or it could be simply the cost of being a political figure, the cost of being president.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think it has a whole lot to do with business decisions more than it does what his name stands for now. I mean, you are seeing, he has obviously destination resorts and hotels in big American cities, and all those businesses rely on travelers and corporate business from a wide swath of Americans and corporations. And you can see in the numbers. You can see it in New York. You can see it in Chicago. You can see it at Doral, particularly Doral, that some Americans are staying away from Trump properties right now, and a lot of that is, a corporate getaway, a board meeting, a corporate retreat, even a business meeting in a restaurant. There are fewer and fewer opportunities for those for Trump properties to get that type of business, and instead they're relying more heavily on a smaller pool of customers. People who are particularly aligned with the president's politics or with Republican politics, and you can see the Trump organization taking advantage of that in places like certainly the Washington D.C. hotel and at Mar-a-Lago. But when you narrow the pool of customers that dramatically, you're going to see some downsides from that.
Jonathan O'Connell at the Washington Post, thank you very much for your time today.
No, thank you all for having me. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you.